lesson, which is called modal verbs. So question number 1, what do we mean by modal verbs? So modals are special verbs which have specific rules in English, which means a modal verb, we can use it in different situations, and they are special verbs that are different from other verbs. All right, so this is it. This is here they are different from normal verbs like work, play, visit, and so on, which means they are not dealt with as these verbs. As you can see, they are totally different. They are totally different from normal verbs that you know, right? And they give additional information about the function of the main verb that follows it. So as you can see, we have here additional information and function. So in order to use it, they have a great variety of communicative functions. So now we're going to explain that. For example, I start with can, which is used for permission. So let's have a look at these photos here. As you can see, this person, can you guess? So you can fish here, right? So as you can see, we have here can fish here, which means you have the permission to fish in this place. Let's have a look at this person here. You can swim here. Let's have a look at the third one. You can park, right? So here, which means you have the permission. As you can see, you have the green light to stay or to do all these things, as you can see, right? Now let's move on to the next verb, which is must, which is for obligation. Again, let's have a look at these photos. Number 1, look at this person here holding this sign here, which is stop. I think you are familiar with this kind of signs. Can you guess? You must stop, which means you are obliged to stop here. You have no choice to do something else. Let's have a look at this person. Can you guess where he is here? As you can see, this is a car, and he is putting his seat belt, which means that putting a seat belt is an obligation. So you must wear your seat belt. The last person here, as you can see, this is a car, and you have a sign here, as you can see it. So, can you guess? So you must use your indicator side. So which means it's an obligation, as you can see. So until now, we have seen two modal verbs. The first one, can, which was about, ability and permission. Then we move on here, as you can see here. This is mustn't. So in the first one we have must, which is the affirmative form, and here we have the negative form, which is prohibition. First, this word here is prohibition here. What do you mean by that one? As you can see it here, prohibition is something that you don't have to do or you are not allowed to do. So we have here, it's mustn't here. As you can see, it's spelled M-U-S-T-N'-T, but be careful with T, it mustn't be pronounced. So we say mustn't, right? So let's have a look at this word, at this sign here. As you can see, can you guess? That's it, right? Which means you mustn't smoke. The second one, second photo. Right, good. You mustn't fish. And the last one, look at this person, what he's doing here. Right, he's swimming, but the sign, what does it say? You mustn't swim. So which means that mustn't, we use it to express prohibition, which means things that you don't have or you are not allowed to do. Right. Now let's continue now to the next one, which is about impossibility, which is can't. As you can see here, we have possibility and impossibility. And I think as you can see, that we have here some signs. For example, the first one shows that you can't turn left, which means it's impossible to turn left, right? And of course, we have here you can turn left here. Can you guess? Right. Yes, that's it. You can't turn right. And the last one here, this is a big P here. Can you guess? That's it, which means you can't park here in this place, which means it's impossible to turn left, it's impossible to turn right, and it's impossible to park in this place. So as you can see, concerning impossibility, we use can't in this situation, right? Now, so must now is for obligation. Let's have a look at this example. I must go home now. My mom is waiting for me. Which means that I'm obliged to go to my house because my mother is there waiting for me. Second one, you mustn't smoke in here. Which means smoking is not allowed in this place. Let's go to the second one. Again, must is used for certainty, which means from the evidence, I'm sure that something is true. For example, when it feels cold some days, you know, in rainy days or in winter, we have everyone is wearing a jacket, so it must be cold, which means something is certain or is sure that it feels cold. Right, now let's talk about can. Can is used for ability. For example, let's consider the first example. My little brother can swim. Which means that my little brother has the ability to swim. He is good at swimming. Second one, Ahmed can't drive a car. Why? Because he is too young, which means he can't do that. He can't do this action because he is too young. The second thing that we have about can, that it's used for permission. Let's consider this example. Can I interrupt you for a second? We have the answer. Yes, you can. Or if it's negative, you can say, no, you can't. Let's have a look at this dialogue here. Can I use your book? I'm sorry, you can't. Or if it's yes, you can say, yes, you can. Right, can be used to show impossibility, which means something which is possible to do. For example, you can't be hungry, you've just eaten. For example, when you see you have your little brother or little sister asking for more food, you can say, you can't be hungry, you've just eaten right now. Example number 2. The house looks empty, they can't be living here. For example, when you see a house with no people there, there is no one living there, you can say, okay, right, it's impossible that someone lives there because you can't hear anything, which means there is no sound, there is no one there, which means that it's impossible that someone lives in that place. Right, let's move on now to may, which is used for permission. I think you are acquainted for that. As you can see, we have, when you are in your classroom, for example, when you are late or you want to ask for permission, you want to go into the classroom, this is what you say, may I come, sir? And your teacher would say, yes, you may. Right? So here you asked for permission and the teacher gave you that permission, which means yes, he accepted your request. The second one, we have here uncertainty. So as you can see here, we have certain, uncertainty, or doubt. For example, He may not be at home now, which means I am not sure that he is at home at that time of speaking. All right, I think we have seen now many modals, right, or modal verbs. Let's check if you have understood or not. Let's have a look at this photo here, and you're going to have 3 choices. Number 1, look at the photo here. Number 1, you must surf. Number 2, you can surf. Number 3, you can't surf. So tell me, concerning the first one, what is the modal verb? It's must. Yes, that's correct. In the second one, it's can. Yes, that's correct. And in the third one, it's can't. Yes, all right. So I give you time to give your answer. That's it, right. So the answer is you can surf. Let's have a look at the second photo. You remember this sign when I explained the lesson? He's holding a sign of stop. So this sign here, what does it mean? Does it mean you can stop? Or you mustn't stop? Or you must stop? Take your time. So what's the answer? Ah, that's great. Okay. Yes, it's you must stop. That's correct. All right. All right, so for further practice, as you can see here, we have here sentence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And on the other side here we have must, can't, may, must, can't, and may. Right. So you start with the example number 1. Don't let him climb that tree. He fall. You know the tree? I'm sure when you were kids, you used to climb the tree, right? So fall, which means to fall from that tree, right? So this is the first situation here. Number 2, that بأسماء knocking on the door. She is supposed to be at school. Number 3, Karima's father is ill again. You know what it means, ill? Right, that's it, which means that you have a health problem. Right. She be very worried. Number 4, sorry to interrupt you for a second. I ask you a personal question. Next one, you be tired. What do you mean tired? Which means, for example, when you play sport or practice sports for a long time, by the end of it, you get so tired and you've worked all day. The last one, surely he be 60, he only looks about 40. So as you can see here, surely number 60 and only looks 40. Right. So I give you time to answer these questions. All right. Okay, I think you had enough time to answer. So let's have a look at the first one. Yes, that's great. So he may fall, which means there is a possibility that he may fall from the tree. The second one. Right, that can't be Asma knocking on the door. She's supposed to be at home. Correct. Third one. Karima's father is ill again. She must be very worried. That's correct. Next one. Correct. So, sorry to interrupt you for a second. May I ask you for a personal question? That's it. What about the next one? That's it. Correct. You must be tired. You've worked all day. And the last one? Good. Perfect. Surely he can't be 60. He only looks about 40. Right? I hope you have understood today's lesson, right? And for more information, you can go to this site here, www.soutien.min.gov.ma. Good luck.